Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome to another lovely video. Today, we are looking at how to get rid of any energetic blocks that you may have around money and abundance, okay? And we're even going to dive into a healing process at the end of the video. So I'm super excited. Let's get into it. So the first ground that I need to lay here, the structure for this conversation that I need to start with is that our beliefs create our reality, right? Okay? So what I mean by that in short is literally what we believe about ourselves in life is literally then creating our reality. I'm quite literal about that. And to give you a little bit more of an explanation, if that's hard for you to grasp, is that everything in the universe is made up of vibrating atoms. And so we are made up of vibrating atoms, and our energetic field, our aura that expands out into our reality, into the universe, is made up of vibrating atoms, okay? And so we have low frequency and high frequency, right? And everything in between, it's a spectrum. And we have low frequency beliefs and thoughts, emotions that can be unworthiness, sadness, anger, hate. Not that there's anything wrong with those emotions, okay? We are human. We are meant to ebb and flow. We are meant to have those emotions. We're meant to experience them. So, ignoring those things and trying to only ever be in a high vibrational state isn't going to work either. We need to let ourselves feel those frequencies to move through them, okay? And then the higher vibrational frequencies are the state of worthiness, of like feeling love, feeling happiness and joy, feeling that we are abundant, feeling gratitude, these things, okay? And we can literally change our vibrational frequency based on our beliefs, based on our thoughts. It's one of the powers of affirmations, right? That's why you hear so much nowadays about people talking about manifestation and affirmations, because you can literally use your thoughts to change your beliefs, change your energy system. And so this is what I'm explaining here. And so if we are able to shift our beliefs by shifting our thoughts, we are then creating a higher vibrational state for ourselves, where our atoms are vibrating at a higher frequency. And so if my beliefs and thoughts are vibrating at a higher frequency, then my body's vibrating at a higher frequency, and then my energetic field is vibrating at a higher frequency. And everything in the universe kind of wants to come into balance, right? And so then anything that I come into contact with, which would be my entire reality, because it's everything that is around me, I am going to affect it to vibrate at a higher frequency, a higher rate, okay? And the same is true if I'm vibrating at a lower frequency. Then if I'm vibrating at a lower frequency, then I'm going to create everything in my reality to vibrate at a lower frequency. And so I am literally creating my reality with my beliefs. It gives a whole new meaning to believe it, to achieve it. And so the other point of this is that the higher my energy vibrates, my atoms vibrate, my aura, I vibrates, the more expansive it is, the more it goes out and out and out, okay? The more space it creates to let things in, the more it can touch farther parts of the universe and the world to call things in that I am trying to call in, that I'm trying to attract, okay? And the lower that I vibrate, the closer and more dense things become. So I'm literally creating a wall for myself. And this is how we can get these energetic blocks around anything. But we're specifically here today to talk about money and abundance. And so if I'm having low vibrational beliefs about money and abundance, I am literally creating a wall from those things coming in. And if I believe, for example, I have no money, I'm literally creating that reality. If I believe that, I must be a piece of shit, I have no money, or I'm unworthy of abundance because I don't have abundance, these beliefs are literally creating that reality, okay? And so what we want to look at here is we want to look at, what do I need to believe in order to create this reality? And so that would be something that I would really highly recommend you sit with and journal about, okay? Because our beliefs aren't always conscious. Sometimes, a lot of the times, they're deep within our subconscious, right? And so sometimes this takes some work. We want to really think like, okay, what is my reality right now? Got it. Maybe my reality is that I don't feel like I have enough. I feel like I'm in lack. I feel like I've been trying so hard. I'm exhausted. I haven't had money in a long time. I'm suffering. And therefore, because I don't have any money, I must be a bad person. I must not be doing enough. I need to do more. And all like these loops that we get into, right? And so if that's what we believe, then we're just going to keep creating this reality for ourselves, which is a really hard thing to get out of, okay? So first step, look at our beliefs. Second step, let's go a little bit deeper into the subconscious of what those beliefs could be and try to bring those into the light, try to bring those into our conscious self, because that's how we're really going to make shifts and change. And the reason I can speak so deeply on this topic is because I have gone through a huge process with this, a huge transformational shift where I really felt like I struggled in agony in this loop for a long time, and I had to really crawl my way out of it. And so I'm really hoping to bring you this information to help you in any way, shape, or form with your own possible loop and maybe avoiding one. But diving into our subconscious. So subconscious wise is really good to understand, what did your parents believe, okay? And a lot of times we carry are the beliefs that our parents carried, but we're in denial. So keep an eye on that. Like if we're trying to figure out, what do your parents believe about money, worth, abundance? If you're able to pinpoint it, but then you're like, no, but that's not me, or you feel like you're in denial about it, maybe that's something to look at a little bit deeper, okay? Because a lot of the time, the things that we're upset about, what we feel like our parents did to us, because we all have childhood trauma, it's just a part of the process. We would never want to admit that is part of us, okay? But sometimes it really takes ripping off that veil and seeing that it is us in order to make this change, and to shift our reality. And so one of the biggest beliefs that I have come into contact with in my own reality, and a lot of people that I know, is that money equals your worth, okay? And really wrapping our mind around that money, however much money I have, means how much I'm worth. But the sentence, how much am I worth, has so many meanings to it. How much am I literally worth financially? How much am I worth as a person? How much am I worthy of love? How much am I worthy of the abundance, of the safety, of friendship? And the list can go on and on and on, okay? But really, when we narrow it down, a lot of times we relate how much money we have to how worthy we are. And this is the way that society raised us, really, is that it raised us to be slaves to the matrix, to work, do. The more you can do, the more you are worth. The more you work, the more you're worth. The more successful you are, the more you're worth. The more money you have, the more you're worth. But the problem with that is that that literally creates us to be stuck in a class system, into whatever we were born into, most likely, because what we have is all we know of our worth. And if that's what we believe, it creates our worth, and our beliefs create our reality, then we will never be able to create anything beyond that for ourselves. We will never be able to open our energetic and aura system to get expansive and let anything else in, okay? And so this is the loop that we get stuck in. And so this is why I want to ask you to look at, what are your parents' beliefs around this? A lot of times too, I can speak from my own reality in case this happened to me, but a lot of times I think this happens to a lot of people, is that our parents weren't aware of this, right? Weren't aware of this loop. And so they believed that money created their worth. And sometimes even beyond that, they believed that money created safety, that they were literally unsafe. Their nervous system was literally in a state of shock if they felt like they didn't have enough. But we all relate what is enough in a different way, okay? And so you can decide in your mind what is enough. And if you aren't reaching that, then your whole nervous system is, you're just walking around with it shot, okay? You're just walking around in a state of fear, fight, flight, freeze mode. And that is not a vibrational state or energetic state to create any sort of abundance. And the other thing that is a little bit more complex to wrap our mind around is a lot of times we can relate money to love. Okay. And so it's like, for example, if we believe that however much money we have is how worthy we are, worthy of what? Worthy of love, worthy of each other, worthy of abundance, worthy of money. It's just this loop. Okay. And so if we are stuck in a loop where we are thinking, okay, I don't have enough money, I am in lack, I'm doing everything I can, I can't get out, I must be a piece of shit, I must not be doing enough, I must be unworthy, the universe must hate me, God must be spiting me, I must be a bad person, I must be blah, blah, blah. And we have these voices inside that are literally beating us up because of the starting point was how much money do we have, right? And if these are the beliefs and the thoughts that we're having, we are literally lowering our vibration, creating a density, and creating that reality. And creating a density where nothing energetic new can come in, especially nothing of high frequency and high vibration, such as abundance. And so the step to changing and getting rid of energetic blocks, the step of shifting our reality and allowing more money and abundance to come in, is to shift our beliefs. Literally, our beliefs create our reality. And I would just like to throw in a little side note here, okay? Before we get into the beliefs more, that everybody has a different way of expressing love. And this is just for any of the people who maybe are looking at what were their parents' beliefs around money. And maybe they felt unloved because if we are relating money to our worth, and maybe your parents didn't feel like they had enough or struggled with money, which could be also causing the loop that you're in, then they were in a state of unsafety, of fight or flight. Maybe they worked 24/7. They threw themselves into doing, whatever doing was. If it was work, whatever, they threw themselves into that because they believed doing raised their worth and made them worthy of love. They believed that the more that money they could make, the more they could be worthy of love, okay? And so if you feel like you grew up with parents who were workaholics or did more externally away from you than they did showing you love, because our definition of love is using words of affirmation, using physical touch, telling each other that I love you, spending time together. But if you're stuck in this loop, it's a good chance that your parents were too. And so your parents might have not done those things because their version of love was creating safety for you. And they were trying to do that through working a bunch. Their version of love was money. And so they were trying to do everything they can to make money. Okay. And so my point is that we all can show love in different ways. And there's the 5 love languages, but I think that there's so much more. And so I just would love to share that with you because for me, it was a really transformational realization that, like, if you feel like you grew up feeling unloved, which I can speak for myself, we all have childhood trauma. My parents are amazing people. This is nothing against them. But I grew up feeling unloved, okay? And at least by one of my parents. And because I thought as a child that the only way to express love was by telling me that they loved me, by spending time with me. However, that parent just works 24/7. And I was able to see later as an adult that parent actually was showing me love the whole time. Like them working 24/7 because that's what they believed gave them worthy of love, of my love, of everyone's love. That's the way that they learned how to express love, is by creating safety and money for their family, then my entire childhood, that parent was actually showing me love. I just didn't interpret it. I didn't speak that language, right? And so my side note here, it's a little bit longer, is that maybe sit with that. Did you grow up feeling unloved, and were your parents actually expressing love and maybe the only way they knew how? Okay. That's a whole nother topic, forgiveness and childhood trauma. But let's get back into this one that we're talking about here. And so this belief system of money, how much money we have, makes us worthy, and how it literally creates this loop that then makes us stuck and unable to change our reality, unable to make more money, unable to call in abundance, unable to shift anything. At least not quickly, okay? We could spend an entire lifetime working and very slowly be getting raise after raise. And with each raise, then we believe we're more worthy. And then maybe we could, that's an exhausting loop too. So let's talk about how we're going to break through this loop, right? Let's shift some generational trauma here, okay? Let's get out of the cycle. Let's, as my partner would say, let's break the cycle. They're cycle breaker. Anyways, so we want to know that our worth is not based on how much money we have, okay? How worthy we are of love, just how worthy we are in general, how worthy we are of money and abundance is not based on how much money we have right now, okay? If that is hard for you, that's okay. Let's take some time. Let's drill that into our minds every single day. Let's shift our belief system. Affirmations are an incredible tool. If there's anything that I've said so far is causing you maybe the inner child in you to have different emotions, sadness, grief, anger, first step is to sit with those emotions, okay? Because your emotions are also causing you energetic blocks. And so step number one is we want to sit with those and we want to feel them. We want to let ourselves cry. We want to let ourselves crawl up as a little child and cry. We want to let ourselves scream and have anger releases and scream into a pillow and punch the pillow and put on angry music and put on that Linkin Park song and dance around. I'm speaking from personal experience here. And dance around and shake that out of your body. Feel it. Feel it to heal it, okay? Step number two is let's change these beliefs. We have to know, to get out of this loop, we have to feel worthy of getting out of the loop. We have to feel worthy of abundance of money. And there's a couple ways to do this. You can literally just remind yourself every moment of every day that you're worthy. But I would love to remind us all that we are innately born worthy. Our life purpose is being. Our life purpose is living our life. Sometimes we're like, if I'm not accomplishing things, I'm not worthy. If I don't know my life purpose and I'm not doing it, then I'm not worthy. We literally come here on this earth to experience life. I'm debating if I should go on a little bit of a tangent, but let's do it. Tiny one. I've gone a couple here now, but follow me. The whole point of existence is to have experiences. The more experiences we have, the more we raise our consciousness, the more we evolve together, right? And so our whole purpose in this life is just to live. It's just to have experiences, good experiences, bad experiences, weird experiences, okay experiences. That's it. And so you are innately worthy of everything you've ever wanted, of this life, of abundance of money, of love, just by existing. Just by being born. There is nothing that you need to do to be more worthy. There is no success, nothing you need to accomplish, no financial number in your bank account that you need to reach in order to be worthy, okay? And if we can cultivate trust and faith in those things, trust and faith that the universe is taking care of us and everything that we are experiencing is just meant to be and is perfect in that moment, those are fantastic ways to raise our vibrational frequency and to call in the things that we want, to create that reality then where the universe literally provides for us. If we feel like we hate God and hate the universe and it's against us and oh man, the universe is just keeping me in this loop and I'm trying so hard and I don't understand why I can't get out, and what's wrong with me? Why does it not love me? We are literally creating that reality for ourselves. And so there's so many layers to this, right? I'm trying to stay on track with the money one, but I just want to remind you that nothing is wrong with you. You are not doing anything wrong. You are not any less worthy than anybody else. Your bank account does not define your worth. And this is something that I have to constantly remind myself too, okay? It's a beautiful practice to always be in, but life is forever changing. And no matter those changes in life, no matter what is your current reality, you are perfect. You are worthy. You are just here to be having experiences and being and living. And I hope that frees you to just know that everything is divine and beautiful in this moment and that you can create anything you want. That is the fun part of life. We can just create anything we want. We can create our reality. And we can do this through our beliefs. Okay, so that was my long tangent that pretty much I just am here to say that your beliefs are creating your reality. If you believe that money equals your worth, then you are literally going to keep yourself stuck in a class system. You are literally keeping yourself stuck in however much money you have right now, forever. That is what you'll be stuck in, because if you think that how much money you have is your worth, and that's how much money you have, then you're not allowing anything else to happen. But the more you can cultivate worthiness within yourself, the more you can know that you are worthy in this moment, that you are perfect and divine and beautiful in this moment. And the more you can feel that and remind yourself of it every day, the more you will literally call in everything you've ever wanted, including money. Okay? So remind yourself that you are worthy of money. You are worthy of abundance and freedom and love and all of these things. Let's get into our healing process. The healing process is quite simple. It's about loving ourselves. So what I would love for you to do, it's going to be a short little practice here, is I want you to start with hugging yourself, okay? Really hug yourself and just like even pause this video if you need to and just give yourself a moment where you just feel love for yourself. Really deeply feel it, or just however much you can. There's no right or wrong answer here. Hug yourself and feel love for yourself. Anything you've gone through, you understand, you feel it's okay. You're perfect in this moment. I love me. I love you. Okay? And once you feel like you've sat and felt this, however long you need to, there's no time limit here, okay? This is a life-changing practice. I want you to put your arms up. Stand up. Anything that feels good to you. I would suggest standing up. If I stand up, I'll go off camera. So go ahead and stand up. Put your arms out. Put your arms up. And feel that the universe is with you, is working with you, and is giving you a great big cosmic yes in this moment. And receive it. Receive that yes. However much you can, however big you can. And then if you are ready, I want you to say yes back to the universe. That it is time. You are ready. You are the creator of your reality. You are the one that can shift anything. Let's give it a big yes. Okay? And that's it. You have broken the loop. That's all. That's enough. Because you're enough. You've done enough. You are enough in this moment. Okay? I hope this has helped. If you have questions, suggestions, comment below. I also have a very exciting announcement. I am currently have signups open for my course. It's called WAYFINDER. And it's all about things like this. We have it's a 12-week online live group course. And we spend a whole week on this topic of money and abundance and calling it in and cultivating it. But it's a whole 12-week course that goes through every layer of healing and transformation to bring ourselves into the highest vibrational state possible to create the most amazing life, to create the most beautiful reality that we could ever want, to create the life of our dreams, okay? And so it takes us through these healing steps. It helps release any of these energetic blocks to shift and change our lives into everything we've ever wanted, okay? So if you're interested, check out the link below. It is called Wayfinder. If you have questions on the Wayfinder webpage, all the way at the bottom, there is a link that you can sign up for a free call with me to talk about anything. We can talk more about this. We can talk about your parents. We can talk about your hair, whatever you want. But the point is to really talk about if you have any questions about the course, if you have anything at all that you need in general. My whole desire in this life and passion is really to share knowledge openly and freely as much as possible with anyone who feels called to receive it, okay? And so I send you so much freaking love. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful, beautiful day.